Good afternoon. It's the 14th of June, 2021. I reckon we're still calling this late spring, although it's like 95 degrees outside. It's been hot, but so this weekend I really didn't play games with anybody, but I did gorge on playing a lot of solo games, and primarily the games I played were I played The Walking Dead All Out War, the miniatures game. I played that a lot, actually, the solo scenario. And I'll do a video on that later this week, Wednesday, I guess, Thursday maybe. But another game I was playing got me thinking about these games designed by Noah Patterson. I came across Noah Patterson's games with this one. It was Charge Stations. I seen this. I don't know how I've seen this because I'm always looking for new war games. And I seen it, and I bought it, and it was good. It was good. Think of almost like a B-17 in space, almost what it is. Think of something like that. Only thing I didn't like about it was, now these games are made to write right in the book, right? All these game pages, you can just write right in this book. My, whatever you want to call it, my obsessive compulsive, my autism, whatever you would like to call it, will not allow me to write in these books. So I like making copies. And I found making black and white copies, it was not as easy as with my copier. And I think color copies, obviously, taking up time and using a lot of ink. But so the darkness of that I was not a big fan of, but the game I liked. And so I don't know how else I got into the guy. What other game? It was a while. It might have been one of these, because I got several of these. These are these micro chapbook RPGs, which are really good. A lot of, you can play solitaire in there if you want to. You can play as an RPG, but anyway, it may have been this one, and this one was Micro Mini Basic and Advanced Core Rule Book, and it's just miniatures rules, right? It's just very simple miniatures rules, skirmish rules, if you will. The very simple miniatures rule for a quick skirmish game, I guess, what you want to call it. But it's kind of entry level war gamers book, because you play what you have. You can play with Green Army men if you got it. You can play with whatever miniatures you have. You can mix and match. It's not all that serious. You're just playing, and I've used some of these in other games. I don't remember exactly what I stole right now for some other games, but anyways, I liked these. Thought these were great rules, and I would still, anybody that's thinking about a miniatures game, a lot of people that play the paper games in wargaming do not, for whatever reason, do not want to step over into miniatures. I don't know if it's the commitment level, it's the painting, or what it is. I'm not sure, but yeah, this is a good place to start. Really a good place to start. If you don't know where to start, it's the Micro Mini Basic and Advanced Rules, Noah Patterson. Then I think this one here I've got recently. I have not. It's another miniatures rules. I looked at it a little bit. I have not tried to play any of it, but it's very cool. It is, as it says, the American Revolution with cars, an alternate history skirmish war game by Noah Patterson. Yeah, that was just cool to me to have these cars. I think they're steam powered, maybe. I don't know, but they were cars. Playing American Revolutionary skirmish game with cars, and that impressed me so much. Another game. This game, the idea of this impressed me. I have not played it. I don't know. I'll get around to it sometime. This here, another game. This blew me away in a lot of ways. Tropical Tribes. That was a roll and write game of tribe building and warfare by Noah Patterson. This game was really a good game. Cooperative, or is it cooperative? It's more than one player you can play. Not really cooperative, I guess. I guess you are fighting each other. Or solitaire. You got a solitaire rule in here. Obviously better with somebody else, the game. But it's what I would term as a full war game. You know, you have economic system. It's all rudimentary, but you have an economic system. You have a building system, you know, where you're building. You have a recruitment system, right, where you're building war huts to recruit. So, yeah, another game. This one really is one that kind of did think, wow, this is really cool. And, you know, anybody that watches me and knows me knows that for whatever reason I'm obsessed with the idea of game books. I just like that idea of games in book format. And somewhere along the way, I ran across this, right? This is fairly new. He put it out maybe last year, 2019, 2020, something like that. I'm not exactly sure. But this is a game, one-page World War II. This is obviously a Bulge game. Think what are then. So yeah, and it's good. It's real good. I would say anybody wanting this would enjoy playing this as just a fun one page kind of a game, right? It's just one page little war game, simple war game, roll and play, and it's a good game. And then that brings me to this, because I played this weekend and it totally blew me away. I've had this for a while, haven't got a chance to get around to it, but this just absolutely blew me away. If you could tell, I'm making copies. There's World. So he had came out, Noah Patterson had came out with different one-page dungeons, different dungeons. I think he had 5 of them, and suddenly he put it all together in a season 1. It's a roll and write role-playing game designed by Noah Patterson, and it's the Briar Bun campaign. It's the 2nd edition stuff. That's a long. He tied them together with a above world, outer world. That's not it. Above ground. So, excuse me. I don't know, man. It's allergies or something, or this heat, something like that. But yeah, I played this, and I really didn't. I didn't really know what to expect, but I was going to play it, and this I'll put right up there with games, similar games of D100 Dungeon, or even 4 Against Darkness. And I do like 4 Against Darkness a lot. I've played it a ton. I love 4 Against Darkness, but as of right now, if you ask me today what's better, this or 4 Against Darkness, this has overtaken that, and just like it better. And it's the same type of a game. I think this is a little more accessible, a little more getting into it easy, a little more the scope creep or the rules creep hasn't got so out of hand. It's very accessible, very easy to deal with. Now, will it have the same longevity? That I don't know. But as of right now, I do think I like it better than 4 Against Darkness. Let's look at it, and I'll explain just a little bit of it to y'all. It says, first of all, a roll and write role-playing game. Role-playing themed, I would say, more than anything, right? Because a role-playing game I think of as a little different. But again, what is and what is not an RPG, what is and what is not a war game. It is whatever the designer says it is in my book, right? So I'll call it whatever. But yeah, it's just the dungeon crawler. Well, not only, but it started out as a dungeon crawl, and it's just what I would really term as a generic generic D&D setting almost. I hate to say D&D, but WoW, you could say that. You know, just a generic fantasy setting. Definitely not high fantasy. Well, sort of, I guess, but it is high fantasy. But you know, it's that dungeon crawl type of a game, right? It's not Tolkienian, is what I'm saying, but it is very cool. This is talking about, what are we talking about here? Elixir, shop in the shop. All this, I guess, is the campaign, right? Right. Oh man, it's just, have all this. Let's see if we can find the classes. That art's kind of old school art, right? It kind of reminds you of some of that old stuff and some of those. Even a little better though, some of that stuff in those D&D books. Okay. Where are the classes here? Okay, here you go. So you got the classes, you can play them. Elf, dwarf, gnome, magician, wizard, rogue, ranger, warrior, assassin, noble, barbarian. Always play. Oh, gosh, I so like playing barbarians in any of this kind of crap. Right, fairy, changeling, druid, hunter, huntress, animal tamer. When an animal tamer, you get an animal, a pet, I guess. Jester, guardsman, halfling, dire, elf, orc, necromancer. All right. So what I like to do, I like to go through and play it dungeon by dungeon. Then you play the campaign game. There's the outer world map. Where's the first dungeon? We'll Lair of the Skull right here. So the first dungeon, Lair of the Skull. Is that one? Yeah, Lair of the Skull. So all you're doing, really. See, I want to show you again. Yes, I did make copies of this. Black and white, real easy to copy. Make copies of it because, like I said, for whatever you want to call my problem, there it is. But you know, I would suggest a miniature of some sort. This is just a cheap miniature, but it is a barbarian or a Northman, maybe. What is that? North. All right. And again, you're going to roll a d6 on a room, and the room is going to be, you know, there are different rooms here. You're going to roll for monsters. You're going to roll for the features of the room. You know, you battle the monster, you know, and defeat the monster. There's the monster's stats, if you will. That's the boss stats down here. And then, you know, you roll for treasure, right? And some of them are treasure rooms. I think rooms like this, or like even like this, it's 5 or 6, these two, are considered treasure rooms, because so you can roll twice, right? Your stats, you roll up your character and roll for stats earlier. You buy your equipment. You know, you roll for treasure and you buy your equipment. You're just trying to, you know, collect your treasure there. So, and that's it. But again, I'm not really going into the combat. The combat is, I didn't get to use magic because I'm a barbarian, but the combat is simple but very fun. All of it's very fun. Nothing is trying to be just very cute or very innovative. It's not. It's very, very straightforward. And in that, I think you find that it's a really smart approach to doing this. And it was done well, executed well, very well executed, you know. I was blown away by this game. I'm still blown away by it, and I'm going to play it more today and in the coming weeks. Every chance I get that I'm going to play some of it. So, that's all I was wanting to do was to talk about some of the games by Mr. Noah Patterson, and how I really think most of his games, you know, people, if you picked them up, you would enjoy them more, right? They're that enjoyable. They're that good. Simple, but very good and very just fun, good time. All right, that's all I have for you. Y'all have a great day. I'll talk to you soon. Like I said, later this week, I'm going to come back with that review of Walking Dead All Out War. Another game that kindly took me by surprise and kindly blew me away, which I've been enjoying a lot. Now I'm probably going to be in that rabbit hole for a while. But so, all right, y'all. Y'all have a great day. Talk to you soon. Oh, if you would like to purchase any of this, it can be found at Amazon. Look at Noah Patterson's designer page if you want to. Designer page, author page. Or you can go to, I think, War Game Vault or definitely Drive Through RPG and see any of this. And it's very reasonable priced. All of it is. Look, this hardback of this one-page dungeon, this whole campaign, what was it, like $20? And it's a nice hardback book, and it was worth every penny of it. So everything's reasonable, everything's good. I think you'll enjoy. I think you'll enjoy it. So at least I did. All right, y'all have a good day. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.